Hello Capricorns, and welcome to your July energies. For those of you who don't know me, I am Ashley. I'm a spiritual intuitive, and I read both tarot cards and oracle cards both by the book and intuitively. I just have to do this little side note. When tapping into your guys' energies for here in July, I'm feeling a very blocked and unbalanced heart chakra, so I was guided to bring in my rose quartz for your video here today. Hasn't happened for anybody else yet, but I really feel like this is going to help you guys. So if you guys have rose quartz or want to go and get rose quartz, it is going to be something that's going to help you guys for in the long term, but especially for here in July. For those of you who if you don't feel that that is something you can do, just focus on the rose quartz here in the video. I just want to, while I'm shuffling a few, what's the word, announcements. I like to kind of shake things up, so let me know, guys, whether you like this spread and you want to continue it into August, or if you want me to co-collaborate with Divine. If you want to co-collaborate with Divine, if you want me to co-collaborate with Divine for a new spread in starting in August. Also, if you guys want I'm sorry guys, I live in a neighborhood, so we're always going to get noise here, so there's going to be kids and dogs and the train and cars and mowers and stuff like that. So I've even done these videos at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I still had cars and people and everybody, so it's kind of nonstop in my neighborhood, guys. So if that's something that bothers you, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do to control it. But if you guys want to have a zodiac themed romance spread, I'm also been kind of going back and forth on whether you guys want that or not. So let me know if you do, like put it down in the comments below, because I will definitely do that if that's something that you guys want to see here on my channel. For those of you who want more of me, I am on Patreon. I do daily videos for Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines. I do monthly videos separated for Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines, as well as weekly videos. So, but my monthly videos have to do with like chakra clearing, empowerment. I have a spread that's more into your 3D energies, as well as a spread that's more of an in-depth thorough look at like these energies that are separated between Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. I also have a lot of relationship spreads on Patreon, if that's something that you guys enjoy. So if you want more guidance or more sorry guys, I'm trying to put that in frame. If you guys want more guidance from Spirit, please join me there. The link is going to be below. But yeah, I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this spread, and if not, let me know that you want a new one here coming in August. For those of you who want to know, I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot from Kim Crayons, is what I'm shuffling right now. The mini deck was the Everyday Tarot mini deck that I used for your energies in your sectors as well, or your paths as well as your struggles. And then I have the where is the deck? Where did I put it? I have the Power of Love. The Power of Love cards from James Van Praha for your guidance, and then the other guidance card was from the Work Your Light Oracle cards from Rebecca Campbell. So how I choose cards is when I'm setting up for you guys. Capricorns, or for everybody, but you know, for you Capricorns, I asked what decks wanted to come in, and these are the decks that wanted to come in and help you here this month. So let's move into your energies. Your energies this month are going to be the Eight of Pentacles. Now this is a beautiful energy to be in for you guys, because Spirit is saying this is 100% by book and the intuitive message that Kim Kranz put in this card. So it's that the Eight of Pentacles traditionally is the man or woman that is has a chisel and is making the pentacles, and she or he has the 7 and is working on the 8th. It signifies that energy that you're working at things over and over and over again, to basically get yourself into a place of mastery. So you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're being meticulous, and it's a bit monotonous at times, but you're doing it to become into mastery with your craft. And Spirit is saying that the intuitive nature of this card that Kim Kranz put in is that spider, which is weaving your dreams in the 3D reality. So you're very much doing that monotonous work again and again and again to bring what you want to manifest into reality. It's a fantastic energy to be in, guys, especially you being earth signs. You guys are bringing in the things that you want to manifest, your dreams that you want into reality in a very grounded way. So beautiful energy to be in. I feel that you guys are very, very balanced here this month in those energies. So good energies to start out your spread with. Let's get into your spiritual sector. So your spiritual sector, we have the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords is very much a mental sector, or mental energy of, you know, feeling like you have to take everything because you're in that lack mentality. So Spirit is saying is that you don't look back at these 2 swords. These 2 swords are not meant for you. They're either meant for somebody else, or they're meant for you to have that lesson within leaving them. So remember, you have those 5 swords in your hands, and that's all you can take on right now. Don't take on these 2 swords as well, especially when it comes to your spiritual path. Remember, these 5 swords are extremely abundant for you. You don't need any more. They're also saying that this is part of that mastery within yourself, is not taking on so much that you can't handle it. And we all, you know, this is a lesson that all of us have to learn. So especially when it comes to our spiritual sector, we want to take on everything. And the thing that is most loving, like self-loving and self-caring for ourselves, is to know our limits. So know your limits this month. Make sure you check in with your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your physical body, as well as within your physical body, your energetic body, to remember your limits to know your limits this month, and you're not overwhelmed to the point where you're going to be in that instability and inaction. So remember to say no when you mean no this month. That is very clear message from Spirit. Like they're putting a hand up. Like no means no, and you don't have to do it in a forceful or conflict way here, Capricorns. You can just be like, no, thank you, I'm good. I have enough on my plate, or I'm just really tired right now. Like I just can't do it. And it's not a matter of, wanting, it's a matter of for your best health, for your most loving self, for your most caring self. Do what's best for you this month. Take the 5, leave the 2. For your struggles this month is going to be the Star. This is, the Star is very much wish fulfillment. So you're going to struggle. I've been struggling with your guys' message since I started, if you guys haven't noticed, and I've been background asking Spirit why, and they're saying it's that self-care piece with you. Remember, these are not my energies, these are your energies. I tap into your energies. I bypass my own, and I tap specifically into your energies for a reason, and it's so I can have a more authentic view of what you guys are going through. So remember this month that I feel very overwhelmed right now. I feel like I can't do it. I feel like I should just throw everything away. Even though I know that this is all from you. Like, I get these feelings that I should start this over, I should do it again, I should, it's not perfect, so I don't want it. And I don't want to put it out into the world. Spirit is saying that these are very self-defeating thoughts. These are thoughts of lack. These are thoughts of, these are the negative thoughts of the ego. And this comes from not having a balanced heart, not having a clear heart. I've felt that feeling of living in that false sense of self that the ego brings, where you're bypassing your heart chakra to live in that false sense of ego. I feel like you guys, Capricorns, those of you who are tuning into this, are doing what you can to pull that false sense of self and that ego into your heart chakra, to live through your heart chakra, but that's not how you can do it. And here's the thing, it's not that you're doing it wrong, it's just that the ego is driving you to do it in a very egotistical way, not a very spiritual way. So Spirit is saying that you need to you need to release that ego within yourself. And it starts with you. It starts with you healing your heart chakra, balancing your heart chakra, doing guided meditation, grounding to Gaia, getting into those energies that are energies of understanding that you are abundant, and that you are this, you are the magician that is bringing this energy of the star in, and not the ego. I'm feeling like I'm literally seeing a chakra system in my body, which again, guys, I'm bringing in your energies, that instead of having that clear channel of Kundalini energy through your chakra system, it's all black, and that is the black sense of self, the black ego. Those black energies are all ego energy. Validation. But it's very, very ego energy, and you're trying so hard to walk this spiritual path. Especially the month of July is a very spiritual month. It's a seven month, so it's a very spiritual path, guys. So you're trying to suck that black energy into your heart chakra instead of it bypassing your heart chakra. And it doesn't work that way. The ego's energy cannot run through your heart chakra in a healthy way. So you guys are going to need to give up that lack mentality. You guys are going to need to give up that ego mentality in any way that you can. Whether it's, balancing with meditation, with frequency music, with healthy living, like healthy eating, and not eating junk food. This is coming up a lot with us, with everybody here in July, with exercise, with getting out in nature, with Reiki, with doing inner child work, doing shadow work, doing your healing journey. You need to get out of that space of the ego. And I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of this, but this is like the last push. Like, I really feel like the ego is on its last legs in your system. I feel like you have been doing a lot of clearing, and the last a few tendrils, the last few strings of the ego is trying to hold on to your system and run your spiritual path for you. So I feel like you guys have done a lot of work you guys have done a lot of work to get through the ego and to live a more spiritual life. And you guys are almost there. I mean, you are almost there. You are at the 8 of Pentacles. So you guys are only 2 Pentacles away. But it's a push this month to get there, and to get into a more balanced system, because these things are waiting for you. Divine is waiting to give these to you. Actually, they're saying that's not true. They're saying they've already given these to you guys, but Divine is waiting for you to take them. So they're already in your existence, but you haven't picked up these gifts of this wish fulfillment because you're still in those last throes of your ego. So keep on doing your spiritual work, keep on doing what's best for you, and you can clear that ego finally 100% out of your system. And it's going to be harder for your ego to hijack your system from there on out when you clear that system up. For your physical sector, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Again, this is another lack card, just like the 7 of Swords. Like, you feel like you're in lack, and this is squarely from the ego. So remember, guys, the ego will try and hold on in whatever way it's going to try and hold on in. I feel like a lot of the situations with the screaming outside of the kids out in my neighborhood is because Spirit is saying it's here as because this hasn't happened on any of my videos before. They've been out there, but they haven't been screaming their heads off. They haven't been doing these situations. The Spirit is saying that the kids are here to trigger you, because it's reminding you that, like, you'd be okay with it if you were in your spiritual sector. Like, I couldn't care less if there's kids screaming. Like, I would love my videos to be free of noise, but that's just not going to ever happen. But whenever we're triggered immediately by things, whether it's, somebody who triggers us in the supermarket because they don't like the way we did something, or it's kids screaming outside, that's us being in judgment, and that's us being in our ego sector, or like squarely in our ego mind, in that false sense of self. So remember, like, triggers are there for a reason, to teach us something, to teach us, or to get us into the lessons that we need to learn. So you are in the last stages of taking that ego out of your energetic system, out of your chakra system, out of your soul system. You just need to push further into those last stages, guys. And you're definitely feeling like it's not going to happen. You're definitely feeling like you're in lack. But remember, that is the false sense of ego coming in to try and tell you those things. You are almost there, and Spirit wants you to continue on. Don't get caught up into the illusion of lack that the ego is trying to control your whole system with, so that it can take over, and that you can stop your spiritual path with. Validation. So don't stop your spiritual path because your ego is trying to bring this lack in for you. Your struggles this month, again, another beautiful card. This is the 9 of Pentacles. This is feeling abundant. This is feeling calm. This is feeling balanced, feeling joyful. Not a very joyful video here, is it? Because it's meant to trigger you guys. But the 9 of Pentacles is an energy of, like, you have that one more pentacle waiting for you. You're just waiting for it to harvest. And you know it's coming, so you're just patient with it. This is what you're struggling with because you're still in ego. If you were in spirit fully, you would understand that you just have that one more, pentacle to come in for all your wishes to come true. And you'd be balanced in that, knowing that it's coming, but you're in this lack because that ego is still trying to hold on, as with the is literally like it's trying to hold on to these last bits of, like, they're showing me that the connections it has to you are like as thin as a hair, as thin as a piece of hair. Validation. And that you can overcome it. It's just these last 2 steps until you get to that completion. Because remember, you started out with the 8 of Pentacles. Now we have the 9 of Pentacles coming in for you. Guidance coming in for you guys this month. Cause and effect. They're saying not to read the little message, but it's a cause and effect for guidance this month. Remember, when things happen to us, when we get triggered, we're getting triggered for a reason. Ask yourself why. Is it because you're in your ego mind? Is it because you're in that false sense of self? Or are you living through a life of spirit? The kids are, they have a water gun and they're squirting each other with water. Guys, I'm going to go close my windows really quick. I can't pause this video, so I'm going to go close my windows, because if they're going to continue to squirt each other with water, it's going to continue to be on this video. And I think I've given you guys enough ego triggering, or triggering to know that you're in the ego for this whole video. So I'll be right back. So thank you for bearing with me, guys. I'm sorry about that. But again, like, that would happen for a reason. Spirit didn't have me get up until now because of the fact that they wanted you to understand that these triggers are coming from the ego and not from spirit. So thanks for bearing with me. Moving on, or again, remember, it's all cause and effect. If things are affecting us on like a level where we're judging other people, and it's like we get those triggers that like cut into us like a knife, these are coming from traumas, or they're coming from ego. And Spirit is telling me that these are specifically coming from your ego here this month, because the ego wants to hold on. But remember, the ego is only holding on by those little hairs. So all you need to do is remember that those hairs are there, and you can easily get those cords of that ego out of you, or of your ego out of you. So moving on to your emotional sector, Capricorns, we have the Seven of Wands. This is about standing your ground. So again, stand your ground when it comes to your ego, especially when it comes to your emotions. Your ego is going to try and throw you into a very unbalanced emotional body here this month. That's the ego controls the mind first and sends you thoughts, and sends you into a place where, like, mentally it tries to control your emotional body. So when it can do so easily if you give into these thoughts of judgment, these thoughts of lack, these thoughts of a low sense of worth and self, is what Spirit is saying. So stand your ground with your ego this month, and or other people's egos this month. It's always a card of not only our egos, but the egos and fears of other people as well. So stand your ground this month and keep going on your spiritual paths, to keep trying to live heart-centeredly, keep trying to get that false sense of self that the ego runs through your energetic system out of your system for good. So it's one of those things that, like, the ego is always going to try and kick up, but it's going to be less and less when you can get it out of your energetic system instead of it controlling everything within you. Your struggles this month are going to be the Eight of Swords. Again, this is feeling like you are in lack, like you can't do it, like you're struggling against something that bonds that are never going to break, like you can't see the future, you can't see that clarity. But remember, you have the power within you to transition to a path where you are more clear, where you don't have that ego and you don't have that lack. I absolutely love, like, this deck's version of the Eight of Swords. It is the Eight of Swords around a cocoon, like a butterfly that's in a cocoon. Remember, the Eight of Swords doesn't have to be a card of defeat, or it has to be a card of, like, you're so bound that you can't do anything and that you have a lack of options and a lack of clarity. It can be a card of, I'm transitioning from one stage in my life to another, and the second stage of my life is going to be a more abundant, beautiful one for me and for those around me. Onto your emotional path, we have the World. So again, I'm sorry, this is your mental path. on your energies within your mental path is the world. So this is everything that you want to manifest coming to you in life. Remember, you don't have to sit in a struggle of those swords cards in your mental path. You can have these dreams coming into reality. You can have these wishes manifest. You can be patient within within the gifts that divine is trying to bring in for you, but it is your choice, guys. You can choose to let the ego overtake your path, or you can know that the world is your oyster and you are meant to overcome your ego and walk a path that is through a healed heart chakra. Choice is yours. But divine is saying that you very much have the power to be in these amazing energies here this month. Struggles in your mental sector, again, traditionally in the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, it is a card where this little dude is looking at these 3 cups that are empty and not at the cup that divine is offering to you. He's in a lack mentality is what's going on. So you have a choice to either be the traditional, I'm only looking at these 3 cups that are empty and I'm not seeing that divine is bringing me a 4th cup, or you're letting yourself be restored and renewed in that spiritual path, in that self-care and that self-love, and realizing, like this dude, that hey, divine is giving me another cup here, and this is something like they're saying that this gift from divine is very much the Ace of Cups. So this is that elixir of life. This is that holy grail, that cup that's going to fulfill you and overflow so that you can give to others. But it's your choice if you want to see that or not. I very much I try not to say this until the end of the reading, but I very much feel like you guys are at the end of, you guys are at the last steps of your journey, and I really feel like you guys are able to look at that cup as the Holy Grail and take it and be fulfilled within yourself. Spirit is saying that everybody has, Spirit has a lot of faith in everybody, but definitely a lot of faith in you. I'm seeing that false sense of ego, that blackness that is running through your Kundalini channels, through your energetic channels, being kind of disintegrated into the ethers, into positive, true Kundalini energy within yourselves. I'm seeing you guys be successful at this. So Capricorns, don't ever be in fear that you can't do this. I'm feeling like you're going to be very successful. But let's get into your guidance card. So your guidance card for beautiful. Your guidance card for your emotional mental sector is Unbound. So this is a card of releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So again, guys, get into the last stages of healing, whether it's inner child work, shadow work, but also release. Sometimes when we have when we come into this life and come into our soul contracts, we also have past life issues that we need to resolve. We have ancestral issues we need to resolve, as well as past life karma, ancestral karma. We have contracts that we were meant to go through, whether they're with people or with ourselves at certain times. So whatever these contracts are bringing in to clear within us. And soul patterns. Sometimes our soul patterns can come in, they can be from traumas and dramas of our childhood and from our past, but in other situations they can be from our ancestral line, they can be from our past lives, they can be that it was written in our soul blueprint when our soul blueprint was written for us and we agreed to it before we came into this life. But remember, these things are meant for us to break and to move through. So find out what's triggering you, because it's those triggers that are your like warning sign, your alarm bell, your that like red blinking light to like, this is an issue. And it doesn't matter what issue it is coming up, whether, again, it's inner child, shadow work, ancestral work, past life work, these soul patterns of the contracts or the past lives. It is our journey to transmute all of this grief and pain and struggle that comes with these things into joy and peace and stability and balance and unconditional love within ourselves, self-care, self-worthiness, and self-love. This is what we're here for. We're here to transmute these things that we consider negative into things that we consider are more positive, and learn lessons from them, and to integrate these things within ourselves. So what have you yet to integrate? What have you yet to go through? What yet is triggering you that is still keeping these this last part of your ego around? The journey is for you and the answer is for you specifically, because we all walk specific lives. But you guys, they're showing that you guys, when you can unbind from these things, you guys are going to be lighter than a feather. It's they're bringing me back to something that came up in a few videos that I've done, is that Osiris, in Egyptian mythology, he is the one who weighs your heart against that the weight of a feather. So if your karma is done, you're able to pass through the gates of the underworld, or some facet of the underworld, and not have to relive your lessons again. When you get unbound by these things, guys, that's what's waiting for you, is that light heart. And I can tell you guys right now, from going through that and moving through a life that had a very, very heavy heart and a lot of lessons, into, like, I'm still not there yet. We're all on our journey until the day we die, and some of us go into the next life with more of the journey to do. But I have such a lighter heart than I did even yesterday. I have a lighter heart than I had yesterday, because every single day is about growing and changing and healing even more than I did the day before. But definitely from 10 years ago, I have a way lighter heart than I did back then, when I let ego and lack and grief and pain and instability rule my life. So beautiful energies coming in for you guys, Capricorn. I really, seriously, again, I don't usually get into like how I of the finality of, or like the finished of how you guys feel until later, but I really feel like you guys will be super successful with this, because you guys are almost there and you've been on this journey, you've been doing it. It's just that one, it's they're showing me a vision of somebody giving birth, of a woman giving birth. It is that one last push to get that baby out. So that one last push to get the ego out of your system and ruling your system and living a more heart-centered life. Possible outcome for you guys. Beautiful card. This is the sun. This is the Son of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. So this is fast moving energy coming in to help you out with that, taking that fire and burning away that ego. 100%, if you can stand your ground, if you can continue on this journey, if you can do it from a place of love and light and self-care and self-love and self-worthiness, then all these beautiful things are meant for you, and Spirit is here to help you with that. Your higher self is here to help with you with that, and it's going to come in fast moving, and you can get through into a place of a heart-centered chakra. I'm feeling that for those of you who, like, every single pain, growing pain of the heart chakra is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that your heart chakra is blocked. I'm no longer feeling the ego in your chakra system, but I am feeling the expansion of your heart chakra, which will have growing pain. So don't mistake the two. Don't feel like you've done it wrong because you're still having a bit of pain. And as well, after a bit of a battle in your energetic system, remember that your system is a bit more sensitive, so it's going to feel a bit rough. But remember that not every single pain in your energetic system is a bad thing. When we expand, when we grow, when we clear, especially after a time that we haven't done it for a long time or haven't done it ever completely, it's going to feel a little sensitive and a little rough. And I feel that, but it's all in a positive way. So when you can get those last bits of the ego out of you, out of your energetic system, out of your energy bodies, out of your mental body, out of your emotional body especially, but out of your physical body and out of your spiritual body, then you can expand your heart chakra in a way that you're meant to, because it's part of your higher path calling to do so. Beautiful energies for you this month, dear Capricorns. Again, check out rose quartz. Is going to help you a lot, even if you have a small piece of it. I know a lot of people sell like dollar rocks, so like you can't really see but like dollar rocks, even small ones, will help you out. Put it in your pocket, put it on a string. Make sure that it's a actual rock. A lot of people have like plastic and resin rocks now. Like crystals are supposed to be a bit heavy, so make sure the weight is right for you, and ask spirit if it's truth of, if it's a true crystal or if it's not a true crystal. But the plastic and the resin ones will be lighter than an actual rock. So especially when it comes to like jewelry, a lot of times like people who have rocks, they're real, but when it comes to jewelry, sometimes it's not the true rock. It's either resin or it's plastic. So get yourself a quartz to help you with your heart chakra, clear your chakra systems, and help yourself get through, get that ego out of your energetic system. If you like this spread or you want to see another one for August, again, comment down below. If you want to see a romance spread with your zodiac sign, comment down below. And then if you want more from me, if you want those daily videos, those weekly videos, as well as those monthly videos, check me out on Patreon. Link is down below. And have a very beautiful July, guys.